Hello everyone. So today I am going to start with another topic of class 10th chapter 8 heredity. Heredity, as you know, is one of the most typical chapter which children generally don't like because of some mathematical expression and little bit difficulty what they face in this chapter. So let us simplify it, let us understand it, and if you got any doubt you can of course ask me in comment section, and then I'll be always there to help you out in that. So you can find out the questions, you can find out the in different type of numericals and all, and I'll be helping you out in that. So let us see in this video what we can have. The first thing is, that is, what is heredity? What is heredity? Heredity is a property of all the living beings in which the characters are being passed from one generation to another. You can copy down the notes also if you want definition and all. So you can pause the video and you can copy down the notes. So heredity is a property of only of living beings. It is only the living beings which show this property. That is when they reproduce, when they multiply. Of course, only living beings can reproduce. So they pass their characters from one generation to next. So this is a beautiful property of all the living beings. And the next question is how old is the science of heredity? That uh, is it like when people started observing heredity? So I can say heredity was one of the oldest science. It is one of the oldest science observed and searched for its reason, as people noticed that the offsprings look similar to that of their parents. If we go back thousands and thousands of years back, when humans just came on the earth, then only they started observing why a kitten looking like a cat, why a pup looking like a dog, when human beings baby are looking like human, and why a neem tree looking like neem. What is making these characters, how the characters are passing, why a child is looking more like a father or more like a mother. Then only they started observing. Again, suppose when the domestication came, when the people started rearing cows and buffaloes and donkeys and camels and rabbits and goats and sheep and all, they always have desire to have better quality organisms. So then they observe, that is, if the parents are good, the probability of characters of occurring in the offspring are also good. So they used to choose two better variety of individuals, a better bull and a better cow. The cow which is yielding more milk, and the bull which is strong, sturdy, which could bear a lot of loads, and they used to breed them. But the result always never used to be as per their desire. Sometime ठीक है, it used to give more milk, but it used to fall sick. If it is a bull, वो मीक सा होता था, तो the result हमेशा उनकी मर्जी का नहीं आ रहा था. So they always wanted to know what can be done, how to get the better variety. And then from that time, the science of heredity is come into being. जाने अनजाने में उस टाइम लोगों का कोई ऐसा डिज़ायर शायद नहीं हुआ होगा. देन ऑल्सो दिस वॉज टेकन शेप. ठीक है, तो जब कोई साइंटिफिक टूल वगैरह नहीं होंगे, एक्सपेरिमेंट्स नहीं होंगे, बट ऑब्जर्वेशन आया, तो हम जानते हैं साइंटिफिक एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन के, साइंटिफिक टेम्परामेंट के 5 स्टेप होते हैं. सबसे पहला ऑब्जर्वेशन, रेजिंग अ क्वेश्चन, making hypothesis, do experimentation, find the result, and if the result are universal, then it become a theory. So first 2 steps तो हो ही गए थे उनके, rather 3 भी हो गए थे. First observation, and second raising a question, and third they used to do hypothesis, and fourth also they used to do. They used to breed high yielding varieties, better varieties, sturdy varieties, and they were looking for result, but the result never used to be as per their desire. ठीक है, sometime ठीक है आ जाता, but most of the time it never used to be. ठीक है, so now, so what were the earlier ideas of heredity? क्या सोचते थे लोग पहले हेरिडिटी के बारे में, कैसे आता होगा हेरिडिटी? So many used to think it is a mixing of character, the male's character and the female character. Two parents, sexually reproducing organisms, two parents are there, the father is there and the mother is there. So the offspring's character used to be in between these two. That is, some of the character of father and some of the character of mother used to come. So you see, if we had taken a white bull and a black cow, the offspring used to be somewhat like this. Somewhere white color, somewhere black color. But at the same time, some observe that the calf used to be completely gray. Sometimes they used to observe that the calf used to be completely white. Some other observe the calf used to be completely black, or sometimes they used to have brown or other colors also. So that means this theory is not correct, but they had one idea. Most of the time it used to be like this. Yet other scientists, they believed that it is blending of the character. Blending, as we do know, suppose we are taking in a blender, we are taking some milk and we have put strawberry. So milk is white, strawberries are red, and the color is to come pink. Similarly, this case, like we are taken, the bull is black and the cow is white and the calf used to be gray. Sometime it used to be the father is 6 feet, mother is 4 feet, the children used to be 5 feet, but it is never always ट्रू. ये तो होता ही नहीं, ठीक है. तो दैट इज वाई इट इज ओनली एन आइडिया. यहाँ पे देखेंगे हमारे पास में एक रेड गुलाब है, रेड फ्लावर, एंड द अदर इज वाइट रोज, एंड द pink flower used to be produced by the crossing. It could be possible in some of the cases, it used to be, but not in all the cases. Okay, so this we cannot say that always be true. Now there were yet other people who used to believe that it is due to the mixing of the blood of the male and the blood of the female, that will mix together to decide the characters. How funny it used to, because we don't find blood in all the organisms. Blood is found only in some organisms. Now plants do not have blood, amoeba do not have blood, paramecium do not have blood, lower organisms do not have blood, there are bacteria who do not have blood, but they are also showing heredity. But idea is idea. You see, the blood from father and the blood from mother used to give the characters in the offspring. Funny. But जब एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन के तरीके डेवलप नहीं होते तो पीपल दे वर जस्ट बिलीविंग. ओके, उनकी फिलॉसफी ही उनका एक साइंस था. ठीक है. अब ऐसा पाइथागोरस, यू ऑल हैव स्टडीड अबाउट द पाइथागोरस थ्योरम. Pythagoras became very famous because of his theorem, and people asked him, "Bhai, what you say about the heredity?" Pythagoras said, "Okay, my idea is this, that the male and female, when come together, their body releases some vapor, some type of fume, and it is this fume or the vapor which will decide the characters." अब उसको मना करे तो कैसे करे? But then you see, there are organisms which are breeding in the water, where fume. There are plants in which the male plant is somewhere, female plant is somewhere, pollen are transferred by insect or by wind or by water or by some other way. So where fumes, so fumes are not always, heredity is even shown by the unicellular organisms where is there fumes. Okay? So this idea is also not correct. Then came Charles Robert Darwin, and Charles Robert Darwin said it is that every part of the body will give some particles. The particle from here, particle from here, particle from here, particle from eyes, particle from nose, particle from upper lip, lower lip, mustaches, ear. Every part will contribute some particles, and these particles will come together into the sperm, into the egg, and when they fuses, the character are designed, and these characters are passed to the next generation. Now people accepted it because he was a famous person, first of all, who will raise question against him, and secondly, his idea was somewhat little bit stronger than the other scientists, other people. So many people believed in it. But then there was a scientist who's named as August Weismann. August Weismann did his experiment quite late. Okay, and then what he did, he took two rats and he cut their tail. He allowed them to breed. Whatever rats were born, they all had tail. So he said, okay, if the tail is cut, then where the particle come from? Then somebody argued, okay, the particles were already formed by the time the tails were there. So this time, no sooner the babies were formed, he immediately removed the tail. He repeated the experiment for several generations, but he did not find even one rat born without tail. Okay, so particle out of question. Somebody asks that so and so person lost his arms in war. Now what will be their babies? So he said that hand will be little weaker because it has got particle only of mother. Some said if both husband and wife both are not having leg, or both are having lost their eyes, or both are having polio, what about their children? So whatever idea he is given, the people were never accepted it. Whatever ideas, because later on we found lot of complications in that. Then Charles Robert Darwin हो गया. Next is John Gregor Mendel. Now most of the work in the science of heredity was done by John Gregor Mendel. Okay? So what John Gregor Mendel was a mathematician. First of all, he was having no intention of study of heredity. वो तो भाई साहब मैथमेटिशियन थे, और वो किस पे स्टडी कर रहे थे? स्टैटिस्टिक्स पे. He was studying on statistics. So he had his house somewhere, he had his university or college somewhere, and when he used to pass through this, in between the number of fields used to be there, where most of the time peas cultivation used to be done. So when he used to pass through the fields of the pea, he used to observe that some plants are tall, some plants are dark, some have purple flowers, some had white flower, some had yellow seed, some had green seed. So he just wanted to know that what decides. Suppose I take two opposite traits of a particular character and cross them, how many will come of one type and how many will come from other type? So he said, let me conduct experiment of statistics on pea plant, because not much things were available at that time. Okay, today we got hundreds of things to study statistics. That time क्या रहा होगा? थोड़े बहुत पासे रहे होंगे, ताश वाश रहे होंगे, उसके अलावा क्या रहे होंगे? Today you stand at the roadside and you can count the number of cars passing through there. That also has statistics. You have cricket, you have other games, everywhere statistics is used. Result 10th class statistics हो जाएगा, कौन से स्कूल का कितना आया, कितना परसेंट आया, and all. ठीक है? So Mendel got success when he conducted his experiment, and there were several reasons for Mendel's success. Mendel को ऐसी सक्सेस नहीं मिली है, but Mendel got success because of the several reasons. First of his selection of pea plant. Had Mendel not selected pea plant but conducted experiment like previous people did on the cows or buffaloes or donkeys or rabbit or goat or sheep or any other things, mainly animals, he would have never got success. He got success because of selection of pea plant. What are the reasons? That we'll study in the following slides. Okay, but the one of the most important reason of selection success was selection of pea plant. Second is the systematic and scientific approach. Very important. People before him, they were randomly choosing any male and any female, and they used to conduct experiment. They never realized whether the character is pure or not. They never realize that the mating which they are doing, after that or before that, somebody somewhere else the other mating has done or not. They never realize that how many offsprings are produced and what are the observation and all. So that is that are the failure that we will study in the following slide. And the next is careful data collection. For his experiments, he was tirelessly collected all the data. Suppose he had taken two plants, started with two plants. He crossed 5 flowers. 5 flowers made 5 pods. Each pod has, say for example, 5 to 6 to 8 seeds. Consider 6 seeds. So 6 into 5, 30 seeds. So next generation he'll have to grow 30 seeds. 30 seeds, each plant again he used to take 5 plants. 5 flower. So you see how much enormous data. And data is the most important thing if you are talking about statistics. You cannot simply have one flower crossing and getting result. So larger the data, better will be the result. So for that, careful collection of all the data is very important. And the last one is, that is the statistical approach, use of statistics for analysis. Previously people, what they were doing, one cow and one buffalo of different character, they used to cross, and whatever result used to come, they used to finalize. This is the result. And they used to ask others also, तुम भी ऐसे कर लो, गाय अच्छी वाली ले लो, बैल अड़िया वाला ले लो ताकतवर, और उनके बच्चे होंगे, गाय होगी तो खूब दूध देगी, हो उल्टा रहा है, ठीक है। सो दिस इज नॉट अ वे. इफ यू हैव टू हैव the better result in any of heredity, you have to have a large number of cross, and you will have to statistical approach. We commonly hear the cigarette पीने से cancer होता है, smoking causes cancer, but you see the people around your house, they are smoking from so many days, so many years, none of them are having cancer, or one or two may be having. कौन believe करेगा? But if you go to the any of the cancer hospital and see the record, you will find most of those people are having cancer, those who are indulgent to smoking. So we have to take the data. Data is very important. Until and unless data is there, nothing. So you see all the economics and all, whatever, share market and all, everything that is falling in data. So let's discuss them one by one. क्या है advantage of selection of pea plant? I just now said that pea plant was the reason of its success. What is there in the pea plant which is not there in anything else? Cow or buffaloes or donkeys or sheep? Short lifespan, very important. Pea plant having a lifespan of only 4 to 6 months. So that means in a year conveniently you could conduct 2 experiments. 2 generations हो जाते हैं. अब गाय पे एक्सपेरिमेंट करेंगे, 3 साल में जाकर के एक गाय मैच्योर होती है, रिप्रोडक्टिवली केपेबल, एंड आफ्टर 3 years again 6 to 8 months for gestation period, then the baby will form, and then again 3 years it will take for maturation. So आप एक जनरेशन से दूसरा जनरेशन लेने में 5 years लगा दिए. Whereas here in one single year at least 2 generation, 2 experiment one could easily conduct. And then he used to choose number of plants with the different of खेत तो बड़े बड़े हैं, and he was a priest, and number of people were available for him to work, so they used to come and they used to work, and इसका काम जल्दी से हो गया. तो short lifespan is the very important thing. Second thing is क्या? That's bisexual flower. So any of the flower of one plant, some case he can make that flower as a male, sometime he could make that same flower as female. तो अभी आगे हम पढ़ेंगे इसका क्या एडवांटेज है, ठीक है. थर्ड थिंग क्या है? दैट इज ही ऑलरेडी हैड 7 पेयर ऑफ एलिलिक करेक्टर्स इन पी प्लांट्स. दोज करेक्टर विच आर डिसाइड बाय जेनेटिक्स, जीन्स, दोज करेक्टर्स विच आर हेरिडिटी, विच इज टू पास फ्रॉम जनरेशन टू जनरेशन. ऐसे नहीं है धूप लग गई तो करेक्टर चेंज हो गया, ऐसे वाले नहीं. द करेक्टर विच वर प्रेजेंट राइट फ्रॉम द बर्थ. 7 पेयर्स, विल डिस्कस व्हाट आर द 7 पेयर्स, उनको हम आगे देखते हैं. तो 7 पेयर ऑफ करेक्टर्स वर there. Then large number of offspring could produce. I said statistics, large number of data. Data कहाँ से आ रहा है भैया? इनके हर पॉड के अंदर 6 से 8 सीड बनते हैं. तो आपने 5 पॉड कर दिए तो भैया 8 into 5 दैट इज 40 सीड आ गए. तो डेटा है भाई. गाय में क्या डेटा रहेंगे? वो काउ में व्हाट डेटा विल, और बफेलो और शीप और गोट. गोट ऑफ कोर्स गिव बर्थ टू 2 babies, बट 2 भी करके व्हाट, ठीक है. सो large number of offspring produced, that is again a very important advantage of this. And the next is the anytime he needed he could conduct cross pollination as per his desire, and anytime he used to नहीं भैया मैं तो अभी let them breed their own, so self pollination was also possible. तो time बच जाता था. Where he was not conducting particular experiment, he could allow them to self pollinate. So these were the advantages of selection of pea plant. Now let us discuss 7 pair of allelic character. मटर में मिलते कौन से allelic character? तो देखिए, फर्स्ट इज हाइट. कौन कौन से हाइट मिल रहे हैं हमको? टॉल प्लांट एंड ड्वार्फ प्लांट. कुछ प्लांट टॉल होते थे, कुछ प्लांट ड्वार्फ होते थे. ऐसा नहीं है ड्वार्फ को पानी डाल देंगे तो टॉल हो जाएंगे. ड्वार्फ विल रिमेन ड्वार्फ, टॉल विल रिमेन टॉल ओनली, ठीक है. Second thing, second character what you are finding is color of seed. So some seed used to be yellow, some used to be green. जो पहले बता रहा हूँ वो dominant character है, that is their frequency is more, they are more common, ठीक है. The other one are green. Third character what you are find here is the color of flower. Some flower used to be purple dominant, some flower used to be white recessive. The fourth one, that is the pod color, फलियों का रंग. फलियाँ कैसी होती थी? ग्रीन कलर इज डोमिनेंट एंड येलो कलर इज रिसेसिव, ठीक है. सो अगेन दिस इज टेक्स्ट पॉइंट. द नेक्स्ट थिंग व्हाट यू हैव, शेप ऑफ सीड. शेप ऑफ द सीड यूज टू बी राउंड, डोमिनेंट एंड रिंकल्ड, झुर्रियों वाले, दबे कुचले से, वो कैसे हैं, वो रिसेसिव है. देन द शेप ऑफ द पॉड, पॉड यूज टू बी इन्फ्लेटेड, पूरी फूली फूली सी, जिसको हम अभी बाजार में कहते हैं टेलीफोन मटर, ठीक है, दैट, एंड दीज आर कंस्ट्रिक्टेड, दबी दबी सी, बीच में बीज है, फूले में, फिर बीच दब गई, फिर फूली है, फिर दब गई, फूली है, दबी है, फूली है, दबी है, ठीक है. एंड द सेवंथ वन इज द पोजिशन ऑफ फ्लावर, ठीक है. फ्लावर कुड बी बॉर्न एट द टिप और फ्लावर कुड बी बॉर्न एट द एक्सिस. सो dominant character is the axial terminal position. So these are 7 pairs of character. These characters were there which used to be decided by the genes, not by, अच्छा उसको तो पता नहीं था जीन्स क्या होता है. He used to say that these are the characters which could not be changed by any other methods, by giving water or by giving, अभी कहते हैं ना कुछ कि साहब आपका वो पपाया में प्लांट फ्लावर मतलब सीड नहीं बन रहा है तो साहब उसको खून पिला दो, कि उसमें तेल का इंजेक्शन लगा दो. पीपल यूज टू से, अरे आपका बच्चा काला हुआ उसको ज़्यादा पनीर खिलाओ गोरा हो जाएगा. मैडनेस, बिकॉज वी आर नॉट बिलीविंग इन एक्सपेरिमेंट्स, ठीक है. एंड ही वॉज देयर टू डू एक्सपेरिमेंट्स. नेक्स्ट है सिस्टमेटिक एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन. इफ यू हैव टू गेट सक्सेस यू हैव टू फॉलो सिस्टमेटिक्स. और मेंडल में था, मेंडल के लिए कहते हैं वो अपने ज़माने से बहुत आगे का था. जब हम पढ़ेंगे आगे तो आपको मालूम पड़ेगा कि मेंडल ने थ्योरी दी, लोगों को समझ ही नहीं आई. एंड 35 ईयर्स तक लोग समझे ही नहीं उसको. एंड हिज थ्योरी वाज रिजेक्टेड एंड केप्ट इन द कबर्ड इन यूनिवर्सिटी. आफ्टर 35 लॉन्ग ईयर्स पीपल आर रीडिस्कवर्ड हिज थ्योरी. हिज थॉट वाज मच अहेड ऑफ द टाइम. कई बार कुछ हो जाता ना, ये जो इलेक्ट्रिक स्कूटी आप देख रहे हैं ना अभी, तो हमारी इंडिया में तो बहुत पहले से बन रही थी वो यो बाइक, पर पीपल नॉट यूज टू बाय. वो बोले हंसते थे उस टाइम व्हेन पीपल यूज टू ड्राइव योर बाइक, बिकॉज दैट केम मच बिफोर टाइम. उस टाइम पेट्रोल अच्छा लग रहा था, लोगों को कन्वीनियंट लग रहा था. आज कितने लोग वक्त फंस रहे हैं, मतलब वो 1.5 लाख देने को तैयार है इलेक्ट्रिक स्कूटर खरीदने के लिए, 2 लाख देने को तैयार है इलेक्ट्रिक स्कूटर खरीदने के लिए. सो हाउ टाइम, अगर इफ सम आइडिया कम बिफोर टाइम पीपल नेवर यूज टू एक्सेप्ट इट, ठीक है. हिस्ट्री में भी आप देख लेना, कई जगहों पर आपको ऐसा मिलेगा. सो क्या है, सबसे पहले ये कह रहा है दैट इज ऑब्टेनिंग प्योर ब्रीड. Until unless you have pure breed, you cannot have good result. So pea plant, he wanted pure tall, pure dwarf. Pure tall plant के लिए क्या कर रहा था? To get pure breed plants, what he used to do, वो कई सारे seeds को उगाता था, फिर उन फ्लावर का सेल्फ पॉलिनेशन कर देता, उसी प्लांट का पॉलन उसी के स्टिग्मा पे, एंड देन वॉट एवर सीड यूज टू बी प्रोड्यूस दैट ही यूज टू ग्रो इन द डिफरेंट प्लेसेस. And used to observe that if a plant is producing only one kind of parental kind of result, that means they are pure. If they are producing same characters as similar to their parents, then we call them as pure. और अगर ऐसा नहीं हो रहा है तो वो सब क्या है, वो इम्प्योर है. उसके अंदर वो एक से ज़्यादा वेराइटी प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं, इसका मतलब क्या है, वो इम्प्योर है. ही नेवर टुक इम्प्योर प्लांट फॉर हिज एक्सपेरिमेंट. ही स्टार्टेड हिज एक्सपेरिमेंट ऑलवेज विथ प्योर प्लांट. टाइम देखिए आप, है ना, कितना आगे का सोच रखता है. दूसरी बात क्या है, प्योर ब्रीड दैट इज होमोजाइगस. ये तो हो गया हमारा, ठीक है. कैसे कर रहे हैं, जैसे ये टॉल प्लांट लिया इसने, ये टॉल प्लांट लिया, उसको सेल्फ पॉलिनेट किया एंड ओनली टॉल प्लांट ही गॉट, दैट मीन्स दीज आर प्योर ब्रीड, ठीक है. इफ फ्यू टॉल एंड फ्यू डॉर्फ, एक ही डॉर्फ आ जाता तो बोलता भैया ये तो तुम काम के नहीं हो, बेकार हो. दूसरा क्या है, रेसिप्रोकेशन ऑफ क्रॉस. अभी क्या है, किसी एक क्रॉस के अंदर उसने टॉल प्लांट को मेल बनाया और डॉर्फ प्लांट को फीमेल बनाया. इन सम अदर एक्सपेरिमेंट ही टुक टॉल प्लांट एज फीमेल एंड द डॉर्फ प्लांट इज मेल. कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं हो कि भैया वो पर्टिकुलर सेक्स का करेक्टर जो है वो जाता हो, है ना. तो कैसे कर रहे हैं देखिए, यहाँ टॉल प्लांट को मेल बनाया और डॉर्फ प्लांट को फीमेल बनाया इन वन एक्सपेरिमेंट. यहाँ पे दूसरा एक्सपेरिमेंट हो रहा, दूसरा एक्सपेरिमेंट टॉल प्लांट को फीमेल बना दिया और डॉर्फ प्लांट को मेल बना दिया. एंड देयर सीड्स ही ग्रू एंड ही सॉ, कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं है पेरेंटल करेक्टर फादर वाला जा रहा है या मदर वाला जा रहा है, हो सकता है कुछ भी हो सकता है. तो देखिए उसका दिमाग कितना आगे का सोच रहा, हाउ फार ही यूज्ड टू थिंक, ठीक है, इन एडवांस. ऑफ कोर्स ही डिड नॉट फाइंड एनी सच वेरिएशन, बट ही डिड नॉट कीप एनी possibility of error. Next is emasculation. We already discussed that the pea plants are bisexual plants, है ना, bisexual flower. Same flower have male organs as well as female organs. सो अगर वो किसी का pollen transfer भी कर देगा, then also there is a possibility of self pollination. There is more possibility of self pollination. To avoid self pollination, what he used to do, whichever flower he is considering कि इसको मेरे को फीमेल फ्लावर बनाना है, उसको वो बिफोर इट यूज टू ओपन, उसको धीरे से खोल के उसके मेल ऑर्गन को मैच्योर होने से पहले काट के निकाल दो. सो यूज टू स्लाइटली ओपन इट, he used to remove all the male parts, that is the stamen, before it used to get mature. So there is no chance of self pollination. Then he used to bag it, paper bag से cover कर देता. Then जब वो flower, when the flower used to open, then he used to bring the desirable pollen, put in this, again cap it. ठीक है. So these three steps, that is emasculation, bagging, pollen transfer, again bagging, are very important. ऐसा वो those who are doing with the animals, they were not doing. The cows and buffaloes and donkeys and horses, they used to go in the field and they used to have cross their own. एंड भाई साहब सोच रहे हैं कि हमारा वाला रिजल्ट आएगा. कहाँ से आएगा भैया, उन्होंने तो पता नहीं क्या कुछ कर रखा है. ठीक है. सो सी दीज आर फोरसाइट. ओके. तो आपको भाई साहब को सलाम करना पड़ेगा. देखिए सिस्टमेटिक एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन में क्या कर रहे हैं, इमैस्कुलेशन. ये देखिए मेल पार्ट को पहले काट देना है, फिर क्या करना है, बैगिंग, इनको ऐसे पेपर बैग से कवर कर देना है. फिर क्या करना है, पोलन ट्रांसफर. मेल को फीमेल फ्लावर के स्टिग्मा के पास लाओ, इनके एंथर से उसमें पोलन ट्रांसफर करो. इट इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल कि हम ऐसा पूरा पेड़ उखाड़ के लाएं. हमको केवल ब्रश में ले लेना पोलन, टेक द पोलन इन द ब्रश एंड देन ब्रश से पोलन इस पर डाल देना. पोलन इज टू बी ट्रांसफर थ्रू ब्रश. ठीक है. So these were the foresight. So these were the reason for which Mendel got success. Now what were the success? That we'll study in the later part. So these practices used to lead Mendel for success. Mendel के पहले वाले और Mendel के बहुत सारे बाद वाले भी, जिन्होंने Mendel की थ्योरी नहीं पढ़ी, they were keep conducting experiment and their experiment used to be fail in most of the cases. But Mendel always got success. So in the next video we shall talk about his experiment. In this video we have only studied about the historical point of view of heredity, how heredity came into existence, कैसे इसने shape लिया, कैसे लोगों ने काम किया, how people worked and what were the ideas and why Mendel got success, why not anyone else. So ये रहा हमारा ये वीडियो. बाकी की नेक्स्ट वीडियो के अंदर बात करेंगे. So that's all in this video. Please give a thumbs up. कोई पैसा नहीं लगता इनका. यूट्यूब में आप देख रहे हैं, अरे आप गलतियां भी लिखो ना. यू आर फ्री टू राइट एनी कमेंट. इफ़ यू डोंट लाइक, राइट सर आप पता नहीं कैसे लग रहे हो, आप बहुत जल्दी जल्दी बोलते हो, या यू आर नॉट, वी कुड नॉट राइट दिस एंड दैट. और इफ़ यू गॉट एनी डाउट यू कैन ऑफ कोर्स राइट दैट. आई एम देयर टू सॉल्व योर, आई रीड ईच एंड एवरी कमेंट. ठीक है. तो यू डोंट वरी, I'll be reading your comments. If there is any doubt, I'll be definitely answering it. ठीक है. And subscribe the channel if you are new and share the video with others जिसके ये काम आ सके. That's all. Thank you.